In a lot of comedy, the audience's pleasure comes from playing a game of guessing what a character will do next. Sketch shows and broken comedy use characters slightly differently to sitcom because there's less time to get to know sketch characters. Every new sketch is episode 1 of a tiny sitcom, establishing setup and statuses at light speed. Even returning characters in runners are just fragmentary glimpses. So often, sketch shows will use archetypes, a set cast of policemen, bishops, shopkeepers and pub bores who you already kind of know from real life. Some hipper, more conceptual sketch shows try not to use these archetypes, so they need more time. Tim Robinson's deliberately alienating but brilliant I Think You Should Leave series leaves its sketches to run slightly longer. The skill is encouraging the audience to very quickly make some best guesses, providing the most efficient set of clues. But the richest laughs come in the gaps, where the audience have inferred inner life from the small details that you have provided. The best jokes are always finished by the audience. Our idiotic TV pundit, Philomena Cunk, was originally intended to be, in Charlie Brooker's words, an absence of character. But we soon realised sustaining a total void of information around Diane Morgan's compelling performance of stubborn dunderheadedness was going to prove to be impossible. She was meant to be a sort of black hole, but black holes have enormous gravity and drag people in looking for all that lost information. Of course, we'd played the same game of filling the void ourselves. In the writer's room, we had worked out why Philomena was on TV, but never said. But now we started dropping clues as to where she hung out, how her school days had been, who her mates were, what her attitude was to the production team, what she ate, what her cultural references were, and a few hints made the game more fun. And all these things helped fill the void, but really flew when they underlined how she and her erudite, cultured, academic guests lived in two different worlds. Our private backstory, by the way, was that Philomena had once expressed a single strong opinion on Twitter about something trivial but divisive, like disposable nappies. She'd gone viral and then been invited on a round of daytime talk shows during her brief Mayfly day of glory. Her media career had spiralled completely out of control from that point, to the extent that while you weren't looking, she had become so famous someone booked her to front a landmark history series on a major national channel. We had a brief theory that someone at the BBC may have developed a peculiar crush on her, maybe the producer, but that wasn't necessary for anyone to know. Her life could be sketched and shaded by the occasional reminder that she still hung out with a waster mate from school called Paul and that her favourite food was crisps. The occasional resonance of detail within a void of information about a confident but underqualified television talking head was, on my part certainly, an unconscious nod to the unbeatable work that Victoria Wood did in her Kitty monologues. Every specific detail of Kitty's world underlined the difference between her and your usual TV presenter, and that status disjoint underpinned all the gags. Audiences are hungry for data, and if you provide some, but not quite enough, they enjoy joining the dots, and that's where the jokes live.